Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another NSHL live stream. Tonight, it's Game 2 of the Vancouver Outlaws and the San Francisco Flight. If you missed the first game of this series, it was a close one, decided late in the third period by San Francisco goal, making it 4-3, and thus they lead the series coming into tonight's game. Vancouver played very well for a road team. We'll see if they can build on whatever momentum they may have had in that last game and carry that on into Game 2. With that said, let's turn it down to ice level with the visiting lineup. set and ready to go for game number 2 of the Southwest West Division Final. Not Southwest. San Francisco makes no changes between the pipes, and neither does Vancouver, but they'll start different lines tonight. And Clayton Keller's been hearing his name thrown out in some of the previous broadcasts, asked to get the nod tonight, so San Francisco starts him. On the other side, it's Brock Besser, Patrick Laine, and JT Miller for Vancouver. We're underway here for game number 2, where San Francisco leads the series 1-0. Right away, it's Vancouver controlling. Here's Brock Besser, lost it to John Scott, who shovels it in, sending it in. Giordano sent out front, steered away by Tony D'Angelo. Out to the line, rimmed around. It'll bounce off the end boards. That'll come and hit the back side of the net. And it'll be retrieved by Brent Burns. Quickly pressured, though, by Brock Besser. Brought around, tossed all the way out and down, and back into neutral territory. San Francisco will send it in off the stick of Clayton Keller. He'll send it for Burns. They'll both change for Pavelski and Hannafin. And Johnny General Zod trying to get in there and take it away for Vancouver. Back around now. Here's Noah Hannafin. Lost it to Superbman. And now the French Fry Master works his way across the line, looking for his line mate Zod, and couldn't quite reach him. It just was out of reach. Brought back now, Adam Henrique. And now for William Karlsson. Nolan sends it wide. Owen Nolan, number 11 for the Flight. Had it, lost it, sent around. And now it'll come out to the neutral zone where PK Subban wins the race and will send it across the blue line and retrieve it himself for Vancouver. Shea Theodore with a takeaway. And now help from Jeff Petrie. Brought around now. Wholesale line changes for San Francisco. Larry Brown now on. And Tony Angelo will get it to it for Vancouver. Off the end boards, played around the side, and cleared all the way down. Back in again. Here's Jeff Petrie with it for San Francisco. Flipped end over end, out to the line. Larry Brown clears the zone. Sends it in when Bo Horvat will get to it. Halfway through this first stanza, Horvat tried to pull it off the boards, turned it over to Petrie, and Petrie will skate it back in his own territory. Lost it to Superbman, who opts to just dump it in. It'll be retrieved by Krypton's military leader, General Zod. It would have been, but he got thwarted by a goal. And so Superbman got to it. Couture in the offensive zone for San Francisco. Press to the boards. Alex Edler getting there. Superbman takes it away. Dangling. And now here comes Tanev. Trying to turn things around. Burns couldn't hold it in. Scheifele will ensure that it does not center and cause trouble. But now it does. Off the boards. Tanev sent wide. Chance there for Vancouver early. And they need those early chances to try and split this series, winning one on the road. Couture back into his own zone. Chased down by Tony D'Angelo. San Francisco shovels it out. Here's Brown sending it all the way down. And Mark Scheifele will get to it and take it behind the net for San Francisco. With help from teammates, they pull it off the boards. Great play by Brown to direct it in the right direction, but then he turned it over, and a chance for Vancouver skits just wide of Martin Jones. Here's Brandon Tanev in his own end, waits with it, potentially allowing the lines to change, and now he'll toss it down the length of the ice. No icing. And here's Hurdle. Hurdle with it, skates it out. Turned it over. Here's a chance for Ekholm. And bodied off the puck by Hurdle. He dangerously sends it out in front of his own zone, but he'll almost get it cleared. It's stolen by Pedersen, and now Sedin goes to work with him as well. Vancouver with a chance here. Henrik Sedin. Lost it. Shot there. Rifles one. All the way down from center ice. And it missed. Not by much. A great chance for San Francisco. Here's Pedersen along the boards. Petrie getting a piece of it. Forced out Sedin. And that will do it for the first period. 1 stanza gone. 2 left in regulation. But we're still tied.
Oddly similar to the first period of game number 1, where both these teams just kind of had a bit of a feeling out process. Now, we saw in game number 2, Vancouver scored 2 quick goals in the second period to give them a 2-0 lead. The flight got to be eerie of that. They know that the Outlaws are going to come out flying here. The flight got to be ready.
The 2BC line sent out to start the second period, but the flight counter with Hurdle, and it almost pays off. Burns couldn't put it home. Great chance there for the flight to start period 2. The 2BC line is dangerous, but San Francisco got off to the start they wanted. Here's Giordano. Horvat trying to forecheck. Superbman laying down, couldn't quite get the tip of his stick on it. And out come back the other way. Nolan pulled off the boards. At the side. Chance out front, Petrie. He wasn't quite ready for it. Out of the zone now. Here comes Edler with Terry and Erickson. Petrie now. Back behind his net. Shuffled out by Edler. Couldn't quite reach his teammates. Chance there, missed the net wide. And now it's down for Scheifele. Into the neutral zone. Back into his own zone. Erickson turned it back the other way. Takes a San Francisco bounce off the boards, but not quite the angle they need. And so it's Tanev and Couture taking it out from behind to send out toward the point for Scheifele. He'll carry it back in. Brought around. Diving there is Zod. Side of the net chance! And that one doesn't go. Back the other way. Here's Superbman. Trying to force his way around Ray Ferraro. Superbman for Subban at the point. Out to the line. Hannafin. Off the end boards. Took a weird bounce. And it's back the other way. Shea Theodore off the end boards. Noah Hannafin getting in there. To the line. It's resting on that goal line as they battle fiercely for it. John Scott will dig it out and send it down. Noah Hannafin beat out by Daniel Sedin. And we've got a player stuck in the net there. That is Tony DeAngelo, who is currently completely launched inside the net. We'll see how that affects the Outlaws, who are now effectively on a penalty kill. Off the end boards, Henrik Sedin at the side. Chance for Pedersen, doesn't go. And it's cleared out and down. 9 minutes left. Endless action here from the Boeing Center. Also not sponsored by Boeing. Tossed out down the length of the ice. Past the empty net, and Brock Besser's going to get there for Vancouver. He'll shovel it out, tosses it as far as the line, and airmails it all the way down where it is received and opened by Taylor Hall. Pressure here by Patrick Laine, who tries to steal back that mail. And now Hall back again. Tosses it all the way down. And this will not become an icing. Well, they don't call them Outlaws for nothing. Here's Pavelski with Giordano behind the net. Trapped along the end boards. General Zod getting a piece of it there. Ekholm will send it around. Skips past Taylor Hall and finds the stick of Brent Burns. But he, Giordano, and now Pavelski hit off the puck. Chance for Zod at the front. Cleared away. And down. Comes to rest in front of the net. Chance for Henrique. Off the side. No. Beat out by his teammate Hall, who didn't have the angle. That's one of those moments where the flight need to communicate and let each other know who's got the puck, because that might have been an easy put-in for Adam Henrique to put the flight up 1-0. Back around now, here's Adam Fox. Patrick Laine goes to work. JT Miller in on it, and they'll clear it to the line and out. Hurdle sends it back in. That went through the back of the net. San Francisco will take it. It's not legal, but it's legal. It's 1-0.
Remember, folks, there was a new rule that any goal that triggers a sensor counts just due to overtime. If that happens in overtime, there's nothing we can do about it. So, just for the sense of what's the word I'm looking for?
Consistency.
Consistency, that's what I'm looking for. Every goal that triggers will count.
So it is 1-0, a minute 54 to go in the second period. Well, you can't say it's not even. Vancouver had one of those last game, I think.
Yeah, they did have a strange one in the last game. That's actually the first goal of the game that put them up 1-0 also. But remember, Vancouver actually went up 2-0, and then it ended up blowing the lead, losing 4-3 in what was a barn burner in game number 1. So this game isn't over yet. This two very high-scoring teams here. Could be a pretty interesting third period here.
William Karlsson gets the goal, but it's Noah Hannafin digging it out. And now a chance for Vancouver. No, it ends up on the stick of Shea Theodore in the O-zone. And that will do it. Second period comes to a close. 1-0 is your score after 1.
Well, the flight got pretty unlucky in the last game with one of those unfortunate goals, or in the regular season we would call back, in the playoffs were not. Like we said, just due to consistency. The flight got one in this game, so I guess that's all. It's pretty evened up now. Let's hope the rest of the goals are all pretty legal. If there is any more, should have a pretty interesting third. We know Vancouver can score, and they can score in bunches. They are a never say die team. They're gonna fight till that clock says 0. Back underway.
Oh, shot there. That might have. I don't know what happened there, but regardless, it's not a goal. Must have hit the post or something, but that was, or gone through the crease, but that was a very close chance for San Francisco. As we resume here in the final period of 3, depending on whether or not we are tied at the end of regulation. Chance, out front, score! It's 2-0 San Francisco! They feed it out front, and they deliver. 18:02 to go. What a play, San Francisco!
Puck was in behind the net. It was a Vancouver defender that had it, just tried to clear the zone, and what probably would have been a pretty smart play. Unfortunate for the Vancouver player, there was a flight player standing in front, just deflects on his stick, and there is nothing the Outlaw goaltender can do about it. I mean, it was just a great deflection, great positioning for that flight player, who I believe is actually Larry Brown. Now the flight lead 2-0. Is that insurmountable for Vancouver? Remember, Vancouver had a 2-0 lead in Game 1. The flight ended up coming back. Is this the vice versa?
We shall see. 18:02 to go. We'll draw him up for the face-off, and Pavelski will win the draw and send it in. Henrik Sedin getting it for Vancouver. They trail by 2. But the question is, will they trail by 2 by the end of this one? Only time will tell. Elias Pettersson pulls it off the boards. He'll send it in and down. Matthias Ekholm getting there for Vancouver. Outlaws probably needed to win Game 1. They had a They had ample opportunities to do so, and giving up that game might have swung momentum in favor of the Flight. A chance there at the side, fought off and cleared down. Vancouver pulls it off the boards. Here's a chance. Henrik Sedin gave it over to Jeff Petrie. Nothing happens. Oh my goodness, that's a dangerous player to turn the puck over to in front of or to give a breakaway to. Daniel and Henrik Sedin both probably the two best players on this Outlaws team, and two of the best players to have ever played the game. They're not going to miss if they get a glorious chance like that. Here's Ray Ferraro. Gives for Keller, out to Burns. Across the line, and now a chance. PK Subban gives for Sedin again. Outlaws battling themselves, trying to get across the line. And now sent around behind the net. Louis Eriksson to play. Zach Cassian gets a pick in. And now he'll come back down to be played by Taylor Hall. Hall waits with it. Sends it to the boards. Back out now to the line. Taylor Hall turning around with it. Not really, though. Sends it in off the end boards. And Louis Eriksson will traipse through Martin Jones to get to it. Cleared out and down. Troy Terry slips in between Pavelski and the puck and sneaks his way to possession. And he'll just opt to send it all the way back down the ice. Time's running out for Vancouver. Giordano now gives for Daniel Sedin, and he in turn drops for Pettersson, receives it back. Quinn Hughes is stuck on the boards. He's got his skates stuck on the top of the stanchion somehow. Once again, we don't pause for anything other than a puck out of play, and we get just that. 6:49 to go. Third period. Flight lead by 2. They lead the series by 1. Off the draw. Back out to the line. Shot there for the neutral zone. Out to Matthias Ekholm. Ekholm pressured by Nolan. Sent around. And it'll come back to the stick of Larry Brown. Here's a break. Off the boards. Trying to send it in. And he does. Takes the San Francisco bounce center, but they couldn't do anything with it, and now it'll come back to the line. Vancouver lost it to Carlson, and now Sedin trying to take it back. Playing it behind his own net. Here's Quinn Hughes. Lost it to Sedin, and now the Flight lose the zone. Here's a chance for Pettersson. They need 2. Carlson takes it back. Shot off the side. The rebound chance. And it doesn't go. Forced to the boards by Edler. To the line, we get a whistle. 2:55 to go. And now both teams sending out their top lines. Hurdle, Nolan, and nearly a goal from Adam Henrique, the top line. Excuse me, Hurdle, Carlson, and Henrique, the top line. While on the other side, it's Pettersson, Sedin, and Sedin for Vancouver. Tossed around, Owen Nolan missed the net, but it'll come back into the San Francisco end. Less than a minute to go. I think this just about does it. Back out and down, 10 seconds left. San Francisco will win game 2.
And just like that, series 2-0 Flight. The end of the game score is the series score currently. The Flight take a commanding 2-0 series lead. I mean, going back to Vancouver, Vancouver's been very good at home. Game 3 and 4 are played in Apple Center. we could very well see a tie series, but we saw the Wildcats steal one in Leidos. If the Flight even steal one at Apple Center, they're looking really good to advance themselves to the NSHL finals. What a game played by the Flight. Kudos. Never let Vancouver get into this game. Vancouver got into that offensive flow in the second period of game number 1. They were never able to do that at all in game number 2. The Flight played a just about perfect game, very reminiscent to Washington in game 1 of the Eastern Division Finals. I think the Flight played a great game. They've been doing this all season long. I think they'll keep rolling, and I'm looking forward to see what happens in game number 3 and 4.
San Francisco pulls off the W, and as you mentioned, they've got a tough road ahead. We'll be here to take you through it. Well, we'll see you in Vancouver for game number 2, but first, but before that, or for game 3 rather, but first, we'll take a trip down south to New Orleans, Louisiana, where the New Orleans Wildcats host the Washington Nationals with a chance to take a 2-1 series lead. That will be the subject of tomorrow's streams, but until then, I've been DNP, and alongside me has been Builder. We thank you for joining us for the first 2 games of round 1 of this Season 3 NSHL playoffs. We'll see you tomorrow. Take care, everybody.